everyone and welcome back to my Skillshop project series. In today's video, I will explain task 12, which is designing a responsive product registration page using HTML and Tailwind CSS. In this video, I will focus only on the user interface design, every Tailwind CSS class used, layout structure and responsiveness. So let's start step by step. I will make the product register.php file. So here, first in PHP scriptlet, I have included a session start. So here in a if condition, I have said that if a session is not started, then start it. Then below that, I have the database connection and the queries. These will be explained in the next video. And below these queries, I have required the header.php file, and after that again the queries, and then starts the main page container. So here below the scriptlet, we have the main page container. So here inside this first one, we have min h screen, which sets minimum height to 100, ensures the page covers the full screen height, prevents small content from leaving empty space, and then we have the background gray 50. So this applies a very light gray background, and padding 12, which adds padding top and bottom and creates breathing space. This makes the design look more professional. Now below the main page container, we have the centered container. So here max width for Excel. So this limits the maximum width and prevents the form from stretching too wide on large screens and improves readability. And then we have max auto. So this means it centers the container horizontally and the auto margin left and right. Then we have the padding. So this means it adds it horizontally on small screens. And then I have SMPX6. So this means on small screens and above, which increases the padding. And then for large screens, we use the large PX horizontally padding 8. So that means it's even more padding. So this is a responsive spacing control. And below that, we have the header section. So here inside a div, I have given the class margin bottom 8, and then the heading register new product, and below that a paragraph, text large, text gray 600, create a product listing to sell your skills. And then we have the success and error messages section. So here we have added this in a PHP scriptlet. We have used the condition if and end if. So here this means that to check if a success message is sent or not. And then we have inside the div the ID alert box, the class margin bottom 6, padding 4, background color green 50, the border green 200, and rounded large. So this means it has subtle corners. And then the paragraph, which adds bold styling for success, and then your product has been registered successfully. And then if it's an error message, we have given inside a div the ID alert box, class margin bottom 6, padding 4, background color red 50, border red 200, and rounded LG. Then we have below that the paragraph saying echo in bold styling. Okay, below the success and the error message box, we have the registration form. So inside this, first we have given a div, background wide, rounded corners and shadow medium, and overflow hidden means that it prevents the child content from overflowing rounded corners. Then we have the form with the ID, product form, and end type. Multi-part form data means it is an attribute in HTML. So this is how it specifies how the form data should be encoded before it is sent to the server. So setting the end type multi-part or form data means it is essential when a form includes file uploads, as it allows for binary data to be transmitted correctly. Now below the registration form we have the product title. So inside a div I have given the class margin bottom 6. Then for the label I have the product title. Here I have used a for product title class block, which makes the label full width, text small, then font medium, text gray 700 and margin button 2. Then inside the span I have given a class text red 500 to make the star red over here, so that we can show that this product title is required. And then we have the input type text, ID, product title, placeholder, enter. Product title max length I have given 150. Then the class width full, input takes full width, and then the padding X and Y. So this means that both vertically and horizontally. The border gray 300, rounded corners, focus ring 2, focus ring blue 500. So these are also the corners. So this adds when the ring is clicked. And then the focus border transparent, outline none, transition. Then I have given required. Below that we have a paragraph saying max 150 characters. Then the div for the product title is closed. Then we start a new div for the description. Here also we have added margin bottom 6, label product description. Then here also we have used the same. Here also we have used the same CSS, and the max length over here is 1000, and then required, and then the paragraph for it is max 1000 characters. Next we have the 2-column layout. So here in the div I have given the class grid call 1. So here we will get the CSS grid, and the grid calls 1 means it's 1 column on the mobile, and MD grid columns 2 means that 2 columns on medium screens and above, and gap 6 means it's spacing between the columns, and margin top 6 means it's the space below the grid. So this is a responsive layout control, and inside the grid we have the category section. So here inside a div I have a label called category, and then given it for category, class, block, text small, font medium, text gray 700 and margin bottom 2. And then inside that label I have given a span, class red, text red 500, and inside the star, so you can show that this is required. Then I have given a select, so here I have the name, category, ID category, class width full, then the padding both horizontally and vertically, and then the border gray 300 and rounded corners, then the focus ring 2, focus ring blue 500. So this adds a ring when it's clicked, and the blue color focus ring. Then I have the focus border transparent, so this removes the border when it's focused, and the outline none, which removes default browser outline, and transition is the smooth animation on focus. So this creates a modern interactive input field, and below that I have the options to select a category. So here I have used a scriptlet, PHP scriptlet over here. So this will be explained in the next video, because I am getting my values in here from the database. I will say how this is connected from the query. And next I have the price. So here also I have given a label price and in brackets rupees, and then here I have opened another div and given the class relative. So this relative means that it makes elements position relative to this container. And then inside a class absolute, left 3, top 2, text gray 600. So this means that it positions the element freely. And then left 3 means it's the left spacing, and this is the top spacing, and this one is the medium gray text. And inside this I have the rupees in this span. And then I have given input. So here I have given the input type number, ID price, name price, placeholder 0.00, so with decimals, and then the minimum is 0, and I have given the step 0.101, and the class as before. But here I have given PL8. So here PL8 means it adds left padding, so it prevents the text from overlapping the rupees. And below that we have again the 2-column layout. So these two are also side by side, so the level and the status. So here also I have given a label level and have given the same CSS styles over here. And then lastly I have given the option value 0. So here you can select a level. From this you have beginner, intermediate, advanced, and below that you have the status. So for the status also I have given a label status and given the same CSS styles. And here also I have given the option value to select a level, and then there are 2 options you can choose from, active and inactive. And lastly I have the product image. So here you can add a product image in this area. So here I have given a label product image, and under that I have, and below that I have the area to upload the image. Inside a div I have given the ID upload area and the class border 2. This means it's a thicker border, and border dashed means it's dashed border style, and then the border gray 300, so this is a light gray color, and then rounded LG means it's rounded corners, and then padding 8, text center, cursor pointer. So when you keep your cursor on it, it becomes a pointer, and then hover border blue 500. So this means the blue border on the hover, and then you have hover background blue 50. So this is also light blue background on the hover, and then transition colors. So this adds smooth color transition. This creates a modern drag drop design. Now below that I have the SVG link for the image upload. So here you can get this online and add this to your HTML, and below that I have a paragraph. Drag and drop your image here and the paragraph, or click to select a file. So this is in a small text and have the margin bottom 4, and below that even smaller line paragraph I have PG JPG to 5 MB, and then lastly after the div is closed I have the input type file, ID product image, name product image, accept, image class hidden and required. And then below that I have the image preview. So here I have given the ID image preview, class margin top 6 and hidden, and then I have the image ID preview image, then the source over here, then the alt preview, class max width XS, so this means it limits the image size. H auto means it maintains accept ratio, and rounded corners over here, and shadow medium, it means it's a card like appearance, and then margin bottom 4 means it's the space below the image. I have a button so that you can remove the image. Here inside this class I have padding for both vertically and horizontally, and then I have the background color red, and the text is white, and the rounded corners, and when you hover on it the background color red 600, and transition colors. Then you have the error message. Below that here I have given inside a div ID form message, and the class margin bottom 6, padding 4, rounded corners and hidden, and below that I have the submit button. So here the div class flex gap 4, button type submit, class flex 1, background gradient from left to right, and then from blue to 600. So this means it starts the gradient from blue and then to indigo 600, and the text is in white, font semi-bold, so this is a semi-bold text, and then the padding vertically 3, taller button, then rounded corners, then hover from blue 700, hover to indigo 700, transition all, transform, hover scale 105 means slide zoom effect, and then the register product button. And then I have given a link to for the cancel box. So here I have given a link, seller dashboard.php, then the class flex1, background gray, 300, text gray 800, font semi bold, padding vertically 3, rounded corners, then hover background color gray and transition colors, and text center. And finally, below this submit button, I have closed all my div and the form, and then I have added my footer.php file. Now as you can see, this is the product register.php file over here. So this is the page. You can go to this page from the home page when you click on the create skills, and then if you're a seller only, you can go to the register new product page. So here you have first product title, the maximum is 150 characters, then the product description, then you can choose a category. So these are the ones that I have entered from the database, and here you can add a price over here, and below this you can see that there is the level and the status side by side, and below that you can upload your image, and the register product button and the cancel button. As a conclusion, in today's task 12 video, we have successfully designed our register new product page using a fully responsive layout, card based form design, and grid based responsive layout. Thank you so much for watching my task 12 video, and see you in the next video.